Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're going to do a quick unboxing of the Asus Zenfone 2. Now the other day I said I was going to do a battle of the budget phones. Well, we got the Spark 2, we got the Idol 3, and we got the OnePlus 1. But we couldn't do a full battle without getting the Zenfone 2 because this might be the best one out. Now real quick, I got this from Amazon. I'll throw the link up in the description. Fellas, listen to the price. Now the 16 gig version is going to run you $200 and the 64 gig version is going to run you $300. Alright, so this is definitely a budget phone. Now this is a GSM unlocked phone, so that means it's going to work for AT&T, T-Mobile, Boost, Cricket, Bob's Wireless, whatever GSM company you go to, this phone is going to work. Now, y'all know I hate talking about specs. But since this is an unboxing video, let's just get through some of the main specs that you need to know. This phone has a 5.5-inch IPS display that has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on it. Now, the resolution is 1920 by 1080. That's 403 on the PPIs. Shout out to the PPI Patrol. As far as the cameras, on the back, you got a 13 megapixel camera with autofocus and a dual tone LED flash that records video at 1080p 30 frames per second. So that sounds hot on paper. On the front camera, you got a 5 megapixel selfie panorama with an 85-degree wide angle lens. Alright, so 13 megapixel camera on the back, 5 megapixel camera on the front. Now, this comes in two versions, 64 gig and 16 gigs. The only difference is the processor. So in the 16 gig version, you're going to get 2 gigs of RAM. The chipset is the Intel Atom Z3560, which clocked in at 1.8 gigahertz. Now, if you get the 64 gig version, you're getting 4 gigs of RAM. You heard that right. 4 gigs of RAM. It's featuring the Intel Atom, the Z3580 chipset, and it's clocked in at 2.3 gigahertz. All right, so it looks a little bit better on paper. Now, this also has micro SD card, expandable memory, up to 64 gigs, maybe more. I got to put it to the test. And it features a dual SIM. I saw y'all cats in the trap house. You know what I'm talking about. Dual slim slots on this. As far as the battery, you got a 3000 milliamp battery, which is non-removable, but it does support Qualcomm Quick Charge. Comes in 5 colors. You got black, gold, gray, red, and white. Okay, so that's all the specs right there. Now, presentation. Looks like a typical phone presentation. This is the 16 gig version, so $200. Definitely on a budget phone right there. Now let me grab the little unboxing knife. Shout out to the little unboxing knife. This is brother. The big boy's on vacation today. Let's just pop this open and see what it looks like now. No beast mode, fellas. This looks like a nice presentation though. File all the papers to the side. Now you got a little up arrow right here. Let's just am I gonna have to go into beast mode? I don't want to destroy this just yet. But I might have to. Okay, matter of fact, here we go. All right, so we slide this right out. Almost went into beast mode for no reason, fellas. Here goes the phone. Let's see what you get inside. Now, of course, you get your usual books and shit. Looks like about 5 of them here. Here's your charging brick. A micro USB charging cable. All right, so that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, straight to the point presentation. Not mad at that. $200. File all that to the side. Now, let's take a look at the actual phone. Okay, let's see if we got any juice fresh out the box. One thing I'm already not feeling though, power button directly on the top. Okay, so while we looking at this, I don't know if I'm feeling that at all. But keep in mind, this phone does have the double tap to wake the screen feature. So we're gonna have to definitely use that. On the top, you got your mic, you got your power button, you got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Nothing on the sides. On the bottom, another mic. Here's your micro USB charging port. You got a big speaker on the back. Here's your 13 megapixel camera. Here's your two-tone flash. Now, they kind of took a page out of LG's book. You got your volume up and down buttons on the back. Okay, and on the front, here's your 5 megapixel camera. Now, the phone itself, pretty lightweight. The back does, let's see if we could take this off real quick. The back does come off, even though you can't change the battery. Let's see if we could take this off. Let's see how easy this is to take off. Matter of fact, hold on a second, fellas. Now, I notice I'm pressing the power button too at the same time. Here we go. All right, so let's take the back off real quick. Dual slim slots. Okay, say that fast. Dual slim slots. Here's where you're going to put your micro SD card in. And you're going to put your SIMs in right there. Okay, non-removable battery, but it does support Qualcomm Quick Charge, and we're going to see how fast it charges up. Pretty lightweight phone though, 5.5 inches, definitely on the big side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. Let me just put some of my information in real quick, and I'll get back to y'all in a second. We'll do a little size comparison, and we'll check out some of the features. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, y'all, so we back. Now, I was playing with the phone for a few minutes, putting all my information in. This phone does feature NFC, so I was able to use the tap and go to get all my information. So that's a nice touch right there. Now, like I said, the one thing so far that I'm not feeling is the power button on the top, but you do got the double tap to wake, so that's going to cancel that problem out right there. Now, right out the gate, I can tell you that this phone is on maximum brightness, and it's not that bright. And if you want to get an idea what I'm talking about, let me pull out my G4 real quick. Let's put the G4 on maximum brightness and give you an idea of the difference. You see the difference? Now, this is only a $200 phone, so, you know, we ain't going to really complain too much. But when we get outside in direct sunlight, this might be a problem. But as far as build quality, just holding the phone in my hands for a few minutes, this is probably the best built phone out of all of the budget phones. Now, it has that kind of a luminish feel to it. Luminish. Kind of has that metalish feel to it. The back looks like brushed aluminum, but it's plastic. But it has a great build quality to it. Now, this phone is running Android 5.0 Lollipop with Zen UI skin on top of it. Now, so far, it looks pretty smooth. I noticed that it has a lot of Zen apps. I saw a lot of bloatware already installed. We'll play with it and see if it's any good. I need an update right now for the camera and all that. We'll do that later. But you see, you got your quick settings toggle. You got your 3 on-screen buttons, which are touch capacitive. So you got back, home, and your menu button. Now, this is my first time using the Zen phone, so I'm going to have to get to know all of these Zen apps. But so far out of the gate, it's running smooth, though. Running pretty smooth. And like I said, I hate the power button on the top. But we got the double tap to awake. Here's your lock screen. You got your camera, phone calls, messaging. Typical Android lock screen. Now, real quick before we get out of here, let's just do a quick size comparison with some of the other big dog phones that's out. Now, I'm not going to compare it to none of the small phones, the Galaxy S6 and the HTC M9 and the iPhone 6. We already know it's bigger. All right, this is a 5.5 inch display. So let's compare it to some of the big phones that's out. Now, real quick, let's start with the budget phones. Now, even though this is a trap phone right here, the very cool, the Spark 2, I'm actually feeling this phone. I'll do a full review next week. I'm still on birthday mode right now. But as you can see, it's definitely bigger than the Spark 2. All right, so if you're a big dude and you got big fingers like me and you want a nice trap phone or a nice backup phone that you're still going to be able to actually type with, you might want to look at the Zen phone. All right, so it's bigger than the Spark 2. Let's pull out the Idol 3. Let me see, do I even got this Idol 3 powered up? Yeah, why not? Now, let's look at the display on the Idol 3 real quick. This is not going to be the phone war just yet, fellas, but I just want to see something. Yeah, the Idol 3 is a lot brighter. Okay, a lot brighter. But as far as the size now, let's stand them up. Pretty much the same size. All right, so the Idol 3, this might be a trap phone too. All right, and this one has a great build. Like I said, maybe I'm starting the phone wars too early. All right, but basically the same size. All right, so the Idol 3 is a big boy phone right there too. Next, you got your OnePlus One. Let's stand them up. Same height. Basically the same size on the OnePlus One. The OnePlus One looks a little bit bigger though. Next, you got the tallest phone in the universe, the iPhone 6, and of course it's taller, but not by much though, not by much. All right, this is next to your iPhone 6 Plus. Okay, so the iPhone 6 Plus is a little bit bigger. Now let's get to the heavy hitters. LG G4. Now, the zenfone 2 is actually taller than the G4, but pretty much on screen size, about the same. Heavy hitters on deck, fellas. Now, we got the Note 4. Now, look at the height. Pretty much the same height as the Note 4. All right, so if you're used to the Note 4 and you're looking for a backup phone, this might be it. And pretty much the same thing with the Note 4 Edge. Same height. Note 4 Edge is a little bit wider though. And of course, the big boy, the heavy hitter, we got the Nexus 6. Nexus 6, a lot taller and a lot wider, but this is the big boy right here. All right, so that's a little size comparison for you. I'll do a full review on this next week. We'll play with all of the features. We'll get to know this Zen UI. The only thing I can see right now that's kind of bugging me is the brightness. Let's put it on, let's see. This is the lowest brightness. Let's put it on maximum brightness. Doesn't seem like it gets that bright. All right, pretty dull display. But we'll see if all of the features and all the stuff makes up for it. So far, running nice and smooth though, not too much lag. Really, the only lag I'm getting is because I'm downloading about 80 apps in the background. All right, so now hit me up in the comments. Let me know if there's anything y'all want me to touch on. Also, you got the buttons on the back. Now, if you double press this, kind of like the G4, it'll take you directly to the camera. We'll take some test shots and all that and see if the camera's any good. But this might be the best one. So far, it's the best feeling one. But we got to put it to the test. Don't get me wrong. I like the OnePlus One. I'm definitely feeling the Idol 3. We got to do a full budget battle and see which one is going to be the best trap phone or the best backup phone. All right. Now, we can't really call this a trap phone, though, because it is, after taxes, it's going to run you over $200. So we're calling this a budget phone. I'll be back. Today's what? Saturday. I'll be back before next Saturday with the full review. And next week, we got a bunch of reviews coming because I got to review the Spark 2. I got to review the virtual reality. I got a bunch of battery chargers. I got a MacBook battery charger. I got some crazy stuff on deck coming up this week. And tomorrow night, my dude Hollywood said he's going to come back through for the Amazon Warrior. So we got Amazon Warrior popping off tomorrow night. All right, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all want to know. Shout out to everybody that rock with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Voxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the Amazon Warrior on Sundays. Y'all already know, Stream Gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Oh yeah, one more thing. Almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes and picture me rolling. It's your boy Floss. I'm out. Deuces.